Well, students, we're gonna have fun today doing a couple of different things. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna work on glazing your fish. I wanna show you some of the colors that we have. This first one is orange. It will look orange like this fish. We have this one that's yellow. It'll look yellow like this fish. We have this one that is turquoise. It's blue-green. Looks like this fish. And we have this last one, it's like a lime green or a yellow green, like this one. So the first thing that I would like you to do is I would like you to hold it upside down, and we're gonna try not to get glaze on any of the bottom of your fish. So if you set it on the table and it touches the table, all of this is stuff that we don't wanna put glaze on. So I'm gonna hold it upside down. You're only gonna have one cup at your table. I'm gonna move this one because I'm just gonna use the turquoise color, and these other colors would be at other tables. Hold your brush like a pencil, and I want you to get close to the bottom without getting it on the bottom of your fish. We're gonna go over everything. So I'm gonna go over the mouth, over the teeth, and I'm gonna keep turning it around. When you're glazing, your fish needs to be in your hand. I'm gonna work my way around. If it won't go into a spot, just kind of use a little extra and then just drip it in there. Then we'll go around the tail. You can see that I'm being careful not to get it on the bottom. And then we'll go here. Now, the way that I'm holding it right now is helping me so I don't get glaze all over my hands. So I'm putting my hand on the inside of my fish and I'm holding it with this fin. And I'm just gonna brush it a little bit and dip it back in. Brush it a little bit, dip it back in. If it won't go into a spot, drip it in there. Get the teeth, go over the eyes. And you can see that I'm not putting glaze on this part where my thumb is because I'm trying to keep my hand clean. And then we'll go around the tail here. Now I can switch and I can turn it like this and I can hold the other side because your fish is two-sided. And drip it right in here. And now that I'm not holding it there, this is a good time to put glaze on that fin. Then we'll get it inside the eye here, in that part. And let's not forget the tail here. And the only time to set it down is when you're letting it dry. So you can see that it looks pretty wet, but it's drying pretty fast. So I'm gonna brush this part right next to my thumb and this part here next to my thumb. And then when I set it down, I can get that last little spot here where my thumb was holding it. Now, once you have it on there one time, please let it dry. You can see that I'm holding my brush in my hand. I'm not setting the brush down because if you put the brush on the cup and you let go, it could spill the cup, or even worse, if you put it inside the cup and you let go of the brush, it could tip the cup over. Once it's dry, you're gonna put it on again. We're just gonna pretend it really needs it to be a little bit more dry. But we would glaze it, we'd go right up to the bottom, and we put it on a second time. Don't miss any spots. If you can't get it into a spot, just drip it in there. We would get this side of the fish, and then we would go and we would get the other side of the fish. So we'd turn it around, and we would do this side. Once you have it on 2 times, let it dry. It's gonna take longer to dry for the second time, and you'll put it on a 3rd time. We're just gonna pretend that I did my 3rd time because I wanna show you the next thing that we're gonna do. So that's gonna be 2 good coats for me. It's gonna take a little while for this to dry. Be careful not to get it on the bottom. And that looks good. Once you have 3 coats of glaze on, this is what I would like you to do. I would like you to set your fish down. I might ask you to bring it up, or I might just collect it from you depending on how much time we have. So I'm gonna set it down, and what you would do when you're done with your brush, just hold the cup and wipe it off a little bit. Don't put your brush in the cup, instead put your brush on the table. So we'll move this over and I'll show you the next thing that's gonna happen. So once you have your fish done, we are going to work more on your shoe fish. So I will come by and I will take these cups and we'll get these passed out. The main thing that I would like you to do here is trace your lines and color your shapes. So let's take a look here. These are all lines. So this is a line, so I'm gonna trace it. That's a line, so I'm gonna trace it. And I'm gonna hold the crayon down low. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but students forget to trace the line that goes around the shoe shape. So I'm gonna press that on hard and go around the whole fish. Then I need to look for any other lines and any other shapes. And I'm also thinking about pattern making. So here, this is a line, so we're gonna trace that, and this is a line, so I'm gonna trace this and this one too. Hold the crayon down low, press it on hard. You can see I'm going back and forth on the line to press it on harder. And my finger's way down at the end. Once I do this line, I see that there are some circles. Those are shapes. So I do need to color those. So here, I've got purple, orange, purple. This is gonna be orange. If you choose to do a mix, which I like to, I'm just gonna take orange and I'm gonna mix it with yellow, because orange and yellow are next to each other. Then I've got a pattern of purple, orange, purple, orange. If you have a shape like the lips here, color those. The eye is a shape, so I colored that. Anything you want to be white, color it white. So I wanted the edges of the eyes and the teeth to be white, and I want the bubbles to be white. So this is gonna help it so the next time when we paint it, anything that's white won't get covered up with paint. Now that I traced all my lines and colored the shapes on the fish, I'm gonna do the same thing in the background. So here, this is a line for the sand. So I need to trace it. Please don't color the water blue. We will paint the water. Now these rocks are shapes, so I colored them. The seaweed is a shape, so I'm gonna color it. And I always like to do a mix, so I'm gonna do my dark green, and then I'm gonna mix it with some light green. Then this coral over here is a shape, so we'll color this. I'm gonna do a red around the edges. And coral comes in lots of different fun colors, so we'll do red. And then I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of pink. Press it on hard. And you can see that I added color to my seashell. I added color to my jellyfish. Don't forget to trace those lines. So color the shape and trace the lines. And this is what it would look like to be ready to paint. Next time we'll be able to paint it. So all the lines are traced, all the shapes are colored. Trace the line, color the shapes. Trace the line, color the shapes. So all of this, the rest of it's gonna be painted. So please don't color the whole fish in. Please don't color the water with a crayon, because we'll be doing some fun painting next time. So let's have fun.